He told me that he wanted me to ask a few questions. I was like, you want me to tell the real deal or you want me to tell her some stuff? Because we all know we can't tell everything. Everything ain't really for everybody.
Right. Say it again.
Everything ain't for everybody. The good, the bad, and the ugly. We go pump the brakes on the ugly. You know what I'm saying?
So what was his response? How did he respond?
Basically, he was like, you tell her what you want to tell. And I was like, she gonna be quoting me, so I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it to a minimum, because we had a lot of good times and with some ugly times too. But at the same time, we focus on the good, not the bad. You know what I'm saying? At least I do anyway. Because I'm also writing a book too, but I've been dragging my foot on it. I started it. I'm not even halfway through with it, because I've been with Go-Go since the start. And I've seen a lot, and overall, like you said, it did help the black people, If it came down to club owners, people getting jobs working at the bar, security.
Bouncers, yep.
You know what I'm saying? Sound man, sound system owners. A lot of money came through Go-Go and still coming through Go-Go. When people wouldn't even, get a job, they could come back, and get some kind of money, working with Go-Go. And that's why right now in the day, whenever they trying to do something, they always try to get a Go-Go band to play to bring the people out, because it's the music. We love that music. Right. And with all that being said, the man behind that, the king of that, people say Chuck Brown, but, it was Reo Edwards too. Reo, he's the kind of person, he always tell me he don't, want to do no interviews, don't want to be this, that, and the other.
Right.
But
socializing and brag.
But I got a lot of stories we sat down and we talked about, and we said, and he enlightened me on a lot of things too. So, I think the information need to get out there. And I know you know him and he shares stuff with you. But I'm saying all this to say is, if it wasn't for Mr. Edwards, it wouldn't even been no Go-Go. Because Chuck, he was playing the music, but what made Go-Go is that sound system to me. It was like a blend of both. You had to feel Go-Go. There was a lot of R&B bands out there, jazz bands, gospel bands, and they was playing and doing their thing. But when the Go-Go came, you feel that down in your chest with that monster sound system. And Reo was the man behind it, basically, because I remember one of the stories I can share. It was basically like the sound companies, they didn't really want to do sound because they say Go-Go people were they didn't know how to mix, right, and be blowing up the speakers and all that kind of stuff. When in essence, they knew how to mix, but they were just looking for that thump, and the sound system they had really didn't give them that feel. So that's when Reo sat back and started designing his own stuff. You know what I'm saying? And right now in the day, he got about 11 systems still out there. Gave away a couple of systems and stuff like that. But when you would hear Trouble play or Chuck play or any of the bands, Backyard, Periodic, anybody that was coming through a system, it was like, them R&B bands. And then it got to a point where the way you mix, they had a whole certain different way of mixing. And like you say, now they get the respect now, but then now Reo, he said, it's like, he called it a cell phone. Go-Go went to a cell phone kind of sound, meaning that when they go in these clubs, the owners of the clubs don't want all that big stuff in there, right? So the band will compromise because they wanted to play in the club. And they got these, like we played the other day, we had 15-inch bottom on both sides. And they got the pole, they took the mid-range straight out the system. And they got a 15 and a horn. And so you playing Go-Go, but I ain't got that same effect. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he called it. He said this generation is a cell phone generation. So I didn't say it. I'm quoting Mr. Edwards. So if some of y'all looking at this got something to say, don't mean that no way. The truth is the truth. So
Amen.
the question I got for you, the first question is, because we just going to go off the dome. I ain't writing nothing down. None of that. We just going to go off the dome. And I just ask you questions. You know what I'm saying? I ain't ask you nothing crazy. Just questions. Like one of the first one is, you write an autobiography of Mr. Reo Edwards, right?
Yes.
Why do you think you are the person to do that?